Love and honest to y'all. I love you and I'm grateful for you. Getting straight into it, this video we're going to talk about 6 things every young hooper and really every young athlete should know in order to be successful in what they do, the sport that they play, and just in life in general. So let's get right into it. Starting off with number 1. People say that you are what you eat, and that is exactly true. And in this case, we're not talking about just food, we're talking about everything that you receive, as in words, sounds, vibrations, music, visuals, television, what you see other people doing, what are people doing around you, what is your friend group doing, what is your family doing. This is what I'm talking about when I say, if you want to be great, then study greatness. If you want to be great, then study greatness. So oftentimes, I talk to younger players, younger hoopers, just younger athletes in general, and they tell me their favorite players, which is great, but then they tell me that they don't really watch the games. They don't watch the games. So say if the favorite player is Paul George, Steph Curry, LeBron, like whoever it is, Jason Tatum, they don't actually watch the games. They just watch the highlights and they like how they look while they play. And they may take certain things from the game, certain moves and stuff, but they're not seeing the full spectrum of what it is to be a professional athlete, what it is to be a great professional athlete, and just a great human being in general. Because greatness isn't just what you see on the court. That's greatness on display, but greatness starts with the preparation. Greatness starts with everything from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, and in certain cases, even when you go to sleep. But in this case, we're talking about preparation, studying greatness. What do they do? What do the players that you watch do on the court and off the court? How do they take care of their bodies? How do they fuel their bodies? What is the mindset like? What is their rituals like before games? That's what we're going to get into more. But the first one is, if you want to be great, then study greatness. Watch and observe everything that the great players do. Observe, analyze, learn, and then integrate it for yourself. See what works for you. See what does it. See what sticks. See what doesn't. You are your own individual. So with you learning from the people that you study, the greatness that you study, you're seeing what really works for you, what really resonates with you, and what doesn't. So then from there, you're learning yourself so that you can grow even more into your own version of greatness. And then moving on to number 2, don't just work hard, work smart. Don't just work hard, work smart. Because there's plenty of people out here working hard. And honestly, there's not as many people working hard as I would like to believe there are. But, work hard and work smart. So sometimes you hear people say, don't work hard, work smart. Well, I like to say work hard and work smart, because having a good work ethic, that's the foundation right there. And then once you're able to have that work ethic become very efficient and smooth flowing, that's when you'll make leaps and bounds and just stride past everyone else, because you have a good solid work ethic. You have that foundation set. And then when you're working smart, that just makes everything even better, because what you can do in, say, 2 hours of just hard work, you can shrink that down and make it more efficient into maybe an hour of hard work, maybe 30 minutes of hard work, so you have more time to do something else added onto that. So say if you're working in the weight room, right, and then you got basketball after that. If you're working in the weight room, you're working hard, you're not working smart, that, it might take you like an hour and a half in the weight room, then you're tired, you're exhausted, and then you got to get on the court. You're not working smart in there either, you're just working hard. You're already tired, you're already exhausted. So that's going to impact your performance on the court. That's going to impact how well you develop on the court, because you're not working smart. But let's say if you are working smart in the weight room, meaning that you planned out your exercises, you planned out your workout, you have your whole routine set up. So now you can just go from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. Just boom, 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 knock it out. And then, since you're not wasting time, you have even more time to focus on getting on the court and increasing your skills. And since of course you're going to be tired from the weight room, but you won't be as tired as if you're just working hard with no plan. So let's say you're tired, you're able to recover, you brought something, snack, juice or whatever it is that allows your body to replenish itself and refuel itself, so you can be at 100% for your basketball workout. Again, being smart. So when you're being smart with that, that leads up to be efficient going into your basketball workout. And then on your basketball workout, you already have a plan. You say if you're working out with a trainer or if you're working out by yourself, you already have a plan. You already know what you're going to be doing. Same thing as you did in the weight room. So now again, boom, boom, boom. You're just moving from one thing to the next, and spending as much time as you need focusing on like any skill that you're trying to develop, that you're working on developing, not trying, that you're working on developing, but you're doing it in such a fashion that is smooth and efficient, and it's allowing you to move from one thing to the next so that you really get it, you really dial it in. And then if you look back, say if you do 3 weeks of doing that, efficient work, efficient, smart work, you'll find yourself progressing way faster than if you're just working hard, just going all out all the time, just working hard, not having any real solid plan, but just going after it. So again, don't just work hard and work smart. There's always better solutions to anything that you're doing. Keep that in mind. So no matter what you're doing, no matter what it is, develop a system. Develop yourself so that you have a system to follow and you trust that that system is getting you to where you need to be. So work hard and work smart. Develop that. Keep developing it. Systemize it and make it more efficient over and over and over again as time goes on. Number 3, know yourself or else you'll never know your full potential. You'll never reach your full potential if you don't know yourself. So I'll say that again. Know yourself or else you'll never know your full potential. So you have to know yourself in order to reach your full potential. So what I mean by this is, actually, let me give you an example of myself, my own experience with this. So when I was growing up, I played point guard for my dad's team. You know, we had a travel team. My dad was my coach. I was playing point guard for it, right? Same thing in middle school. When I got to high school, it switched up. I wasn't playing point guard no more. I was playing everything from shooting guard to center. And then when I got to college, I was playing almost strictly center. I hated it. So growing up, that was more, I wasn't a natural point guard, but playing the guard position, playing on the wing, like I did, and growing up, playing on the wing in middle school, and I played on the wing in high school, a little bit in the post in high school. I did almost everything besides playing point guard in high school. And then, playing on the wing and going inside, playing outside, being versatile. That was more my identity. That was more me. But then when I got to college, I was playing strictly in the post, a little tiny bit on the wing, just, in the flow of the system. But mostly I was in the post, and I hated it. I hated it so much. And that's because it wasn't me. It wasn't me as a person, it wasn't me as a player, as a basketball player. So I know that I thrive when playing on the wing and when I'm able to go in the post almost whenever I please, because I'm just that versatile as a player. And so playing almost strictly in the post, that really brought my game from here down to here. I succeeded in my role, but that role wasn't really me. So I wasn't allowed to be myself in the role. I was only allowed to be one aspect of myself, 1 or 2 aspects of myself at the most. And so that hurt me. That hurt my potential because I wasn't getting anywhere near my potential. But then after playing in college, I went to train over at Sports Academy. And that's when I started taking my guard skills to the next level, and getting higher and higher and higher quality with my guard skills. That's when my creativity just bursted wide open. Like that's all I needed, because before I worked at a Sports Academy, I did not really have, the elite guard level game. I had just, simple crossover between the legs, step back, spin move, basic stuff like that. I didn't have the in and out between spin move, cross, combo moves, Euro step, gets the rim, finish around the big man. Like I didn't have all that in my game yet. But when I started learning all that, that's when I just fully stepped into myself, and I just started blooming and blossoming as a player. When I started working on my own, because I was working out with the trainer there, I started working out on my own, and that's when my imagination just really took over, because I was so much more creative with knowing and understanding that I can do different things. I learned the basic fundamentals for myself as a player, and then those basic fundamentals just turned into me. Like I see it as me having the paintbrush and me being the paintbrush, and I can get out there and paint anything that I want. I can get out there and play any song that I want because I'm the instrument. I understand how to play the instrument that is me. I understand myself. I know myself on the court. So now I was able to go out there and do anything. Like how you see like Kyrie Irving and Paul George and stuff. Yeah, of course they work on those moves, but that's not just their trainers. It's not just them being programmed to do those moves. It's them training, learning those moves, but also having the creativity and imagination to combine different moves that they may not have done before based on the situation that they're in. That comes from watching basketball, aka studying greatness. It comes from watching their own film and just getting out there and practicing and playing and being creative, having that childlike essence come out and just playing. The strict diligence and discipline of training, that pays so much. And then what takes them to the next level is that creativity, that imagination to go out there and execute in ways that they may not even know beforehand, but they're just doing it because they read it so many times, and their imagination kicks in, the trust and instincts. They do a move that they didn't even really anticipate doing, pull it off almost seamlessly, easily. So that's how it was for me. Every player is going to be different, but as long as you know yourself, that's what really matters. Knowing yourself, you'll reach your full potential. No matter what, you will. As long as you study yourself, observe yourself, learn yourself, and integrate the lessons that you learn about yourself so you can keep growing and elevating. That's self-mastery right there. So let's get on with number 4. So number 4, take care of your body. So stretch, do mobility work, do weight training, plyometrics, conditioning, and especially rest. So taking care of your body. Because basketball, like, you can be like Jamal Crawford. I don't know if he does really anything outside of just playing basketball, but you can do that if that's really you. That goes back to knowing yourself. But someone like me and most other professional athletes, they take care of their bodies by weight training, by doing mobility sessions, some do yoga, some do, or everybody, like some do cryogenic therapy, ice therapy, heat therapy, stuff like that. And of course, getting enough rest is crucial for recovery. But no matter what, take care of your body, because your body is your investment. As a young player and as a professional athlete, if you invest in your body, it will pay off. As long as you treat your body right, it will pay off. Because your body, is your tool for to experience this physical dimension. If we didn't have a body, we wouldn't be here. We'd be in spirit form somewhere else, but we're here, so we're utilizing these bodies in order to experience this dimension, this realm of reality that we call Earth. And so if we're not taking care of our bodies, that's like, say you're not taking care of your car. If you don't take care of your car, it may not start, it may not run correctly. If you don't put the right gas in it, it's not going to run at all. If you don't take care of it, it's not going to serve its purpose. Same thing with our bodies. If we don't take care of our bodies, it's not going to serve its purpose for us. Maybe not to the highest degree that we can. And again, reaching your full potential. So if you want to reach your full potential, you have to take care of your body. No matter what, you have to take care of your body. Whether you're just 8 years old, 18, 28, 38. I mean, look at LeBron. He's been taking care of his body his entire career. And that's why he's able to sustain this level of excellence, this level of greatness with such grace and such grace moving into his older ages for basketball years. If you notice Dwight Howard, like, he had an interview. I saw him post on Instagram one time. He was talking about how when he first came into the league, up until I believe it was 2010 or 2011, he was eating the worst diet possible, like eating candy, McDonald's, Wendy's, fast food and stuff, all that before games, going out and dominating. But then he changed his diet to eat healthier, be healthier. And that's what allowed him to sustain his career for a longer period of time, bearing injuries and stuff. But that's what allowed him to separate himself from just fading out, fizzling out after, a certain amount of years, to actually keep going, even after the injuries, coming back from those injuries strong and healthy and lean and athletic. So that's what, certain players do. I heard, DeAndre Jordan, the same thing. Like when he was Lob City Clippers and everything, then he switched to a plant-based diet. He went vegan. And that's what allowed him to sustain his career for a longer period of time. Now, people may say he fell off and stuff like that, which, arguable. But if you watch what he's doing recently, he's playing very well, and he's 35 years old right now. For a big man, that's a lot of demand and stress on the body. Same thing with Dwight Howard. So if you take care of your body, it'll take care of you. You might have heard that before, but it is true. So take care of your body, invest in your body, invest in your health, and you will have a long career. Even if you go through injuries, like I'm going through it. Well, I went through injuries I don't want to say right now, but I've overcome a lot of injuries in the past. And if I didn't start taking care of my body like I should have been doing years ago, stretching, mobility, starting to do yoga and stuff like that, then I would have hung up my shoes, cut the laces, and just, I wouldn't be playing basketball no more. But I'm 28 right now. I'll be turning 29 in March. And I plan on going, honestly, till I'm not here on this earth no more, until I transition. Because I really don't see myself not playing basketball at all. But it all comes from taking care of your body. So if you do that, you will thank yourself, and your body will thank you, and it will reward you for doing what it needs, what is required to sustain itself for long periods of time. And then number 5, kind of going in, extending out of that same vein. Invest in your health. So diet, recovery, sleep, sleep schedule. So that's one thing right there that a lot of athletes, especially young athletes, do not do. They don't have a good sleep schedule. The young athletes, we're not really taught to take care of our bodies as well as we should. We hear normal things like stretch, eat, protein shakes and stuff like that. But how often do you hear of, having a good sleep schedule, or making sure that you take a recovery day to actually heal, let your body heal and recover from everything that is did from the week? I like to tell my players that I train to have, train 6 days a week and take a rest day. Because when you're young, that's the time to grow and to build and to really see how far you can extend or expand your game, your body athletically, because you have so much time. Say you're only 17, 18, 20, 21, something like that. You still have so many years left to play. And of course, the ball can stop bouncing at any time for anyone, but why not give yourself the best chance to play for as long as possible if that's what you want to do, by taking care of your body, having a good diet, having a good sleep schedule, making sure that you're allowing your body to recover properly. Because so many times, especially when it comes to injuries as well, when it comes to injuries, we're thinking, I'm getting back on the court as fast as possible, as quickly as possible. I don't care if I'm still injured before I come back. I'm coming back as quickly as possible. And that's something that will bite you in the rear if you keep doing that over and over and over again. Because that's what I did when I was in high school and college. When I was in high school, I dealt with severe tendonitis. After a lot of games, I believe it was my sophomore and junior year, after a lot of games, I could barely walk because my knee was hurting so bad afterwards. I played through it and everything, wore braces and stuff like that, pat straps and stuff like that, but it helped me play during the game. But once that adrenaline wore off, once my body cooled down, I could barely walk. I'm serious. I could barely walk after games. And then when I got to college, it was the same thing, but the athletic trainers there told me just, take some painkillers and then play through it, and then that'll be that. And I did that, but I could not sustain that at all. It was severely unsustainable, because after I take the pills, the painkillers like Advil or something like that, man, after the games, before games, I'd feel like throwing up. And I'd play through it and everything, still have that same weird feeling in my stomach after I finished playing. And then, it'd go away after I ate and got rest and everything. But I did that for my entire freshman year of JUCO, and that was not sustainable. After that, that's when I started looking into alternative ways of helping my body heal and recover. So it's funny because I was looking at something for, to help heal my knee pain, help alleviate that and everything, right? And I came across taking boron and trace mineral drops. So I started doing that. And then I also found out that boron and trace mineral drops, like it helps you open and activate your third eye as well. It's funny because when you listen to yourself, when you trust yourself, and well, first listen to your body and trust that your body knows what it wants and what it needs. And then you listen to that, your spirit's on board as well, your intuition is telling you to do it. It's funny how smoothly and how harmoniously things play out for you. Because I was in the midst of, practicing, certain spiritual practices, like opening my third eye. And then here I come across this thing that helps my knee pain and helps me open my third eye at the same time. And just, helps with overall health and functionality of the body. So it was like, this is a win-win. This is a win-win-win. So, I took that. That was the summer after my freshman year. My knee pain went from, level 10 to level 2 down to none. It was wow. I had forgotten what it felt like to actually play and just live life in general without knee pain until I started taking taking boron and trace mineral drops. And so after that, that's what allowed me to get back on really being healthy, actually playing healthy, and then expanding my game even more. But I say all that to say that if you take time to invest in your body, if you take time to actually care for your body and tend to your body and listen to it, try this. Try going into a meditative state and just listening to your body. Ask your body, what do I need? What does my body need right now? What do you need right now? Talk to it like it's a person. Ask it, what do you need right now? What is best for you to keep going, to keep improving, to recover? Establish a relationship with your body so that you can then work in harmony, work harmoniously with your body, work together with your body as one, so that you can then become the best player you can, because you listen to your body responds well to you, because everything that goes on up here in your mind is also happening in your body. Every cell is impacted by the thoughts that we think. Every cell is impacted by the music that we're playing, the environment that we're in. Every cell in our body is impacted by it. So if you make sure that your mind is in a good environment, that your mind is a good environment, then that creates a better environment for your body. You establish that connection, that good connection, that healthy connection with your body. Then it's like you're working as a team harmoniously, smoothly. You're just rapidly firing, moving on from not really knowing what your body needs to knowing exactly what your body needs without having to go to a doctor or some nutritionist or anything to tell you what's what. Just do your research, listen to yourself, and trust yourself. That's how you really take that next leap in recovery and just investing in your body overall in general. So now let's go on to number 6. Number 6 is having or establishing a professional mentality. I'll say that again. Having and establishing a professional mentality. And then side note, I put start your career while you're young. So have that professional mentality. Start that career while you're young. So I really wish, if I could go back to when I was in elementary school and stuff, I wish that I would have been thinking about basketball as my career, what I'm working on every single day, rather than something that I'm playing, something that I love, but not really thinking about it beyond, I'm going to get to the NBA one day. I'm going to play professionally one day. I had those aspirations, but I didn't know how to bring those aspirations down to reality. I didn't know how to ground them so that I can actively work on that every day, progressively, making progress every single day towards my goals and treating myself like a young professional athlete. Now, that honestly is very rare amongst athletes in general, especially basketball players, because, the game is fun. When things are fun, for some reason, we don't associate fun with professionalism. We associate professionalism with hard work, diligence, discipline. And yeah, that is a part of it, but if you don't have the fun, then it's just a job. But if you have the fun in there, you have fun actually doing it, you're passionate about doing it, you love doing it, you enjoy doing it, then that hard work, that smart work, that diligence, that discipline, that's going to be all part of the same picture. You have the full spectrum of just fun and also serious work, serious professional work. So you have that full spectrum within you. All you got to do is just tap into yourself, tap into your heart, release that childlike joy, that childlike passion, that childlike curiosity, so you can have that more natural flowing discipline and diligence that you need in order to take your career to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. If you operate with that mentality while navigating, the professional space, you'll have the tools to be prepared to, negotiate, take care of the business side of things, right? But you'll also, on the court, when you're working out, you'll have that joy, that passion, that inner fire, that fun aspect that keeps you going for year after year after year after year. Because when you do something and it doesn't get tiring, that's how you know you love it. And if you have that professional mentality to match that, that's when you become like how like Ricky Rubio, Nikola Jokic, and all these different foreign players that came up playing professionally from young ages, like 14. Like Ricky Rubio has been a pro since he was 14 years old, playing for, I think it was Real Madrid in Spain. Like 14 years old, being good enough to play with the pros, and then also having professional mentality to sustain that success and continue getting better and developing year after year since 14 years old. Now that mentality, I'm sure he didn't just start having that when he was 14 years old and on the pro circuit. He had to develop that probably years, at least months, but most likely years before even stepping foot on professional circuit, on professional basketball court. Because when you have that before, then that's when you actually, you show what you are. And then once you embody what you are, that's when you attract the opportunities that match with the frequency that you're giving off, that match with the vibration that you're giving off, that you're operating on. So when you have that professional mentality and your goal is to play professional basketball, start young. You have so many resources on YouTube, and if you're fortunate enough to live in a place where there's professional athletes, or you have a professional athlete in your family, talk to them, reach out, do a Google search, you search on YouTube, professional mentality, just search anything. You can find anything anywhere nowadays because of the power of the internet. And as a creator of your reality, if you're intentional with your actions, intentional with your thoughts, then you will be able to attract or come across or cross paths with someone who is a professional, someone who can impart knowledge and wisdom into you, so you can learn from them, so you can grow with them potentially. Like when I was growing up in high school, I didn't have anywhere in my immediate surroundings that was, professional level athlete, at least not that I know of. There's people like James Ennis, who's from Oxnard, but, my local area, but I didn't know him. I didn't have connections with him. And then I knew that I wanted to play professionally, of course, especially in the NBA one day. And then I forgot how it happened. I think it was through my sister knowing someone at Pepperdine University who trained at Proactive Sports Performance. Now, Proactive Sports Performance, you might have seen them on clips, Kevin Durant training there and stuff. This was in like 2013, 2014 that I started training there. Then, like me having that passion, that desire to play professionally, play in the NBA, that's what led to me. I know that it wasn't all me, but that's, what led into manifesting the opportunity for me to train at a professional facility like that around other professional players, high-level Division I college players, Olympic athletes, NBA athletes, Paul George, Derek Fisher, Reggie Jackson, training around those athletes allowed me to see and experience firsthand what it is like to actually train like a professional athlete. And then got in the sports academy, the same thing. I saw what the next level is like. I saw what the professional mentality is like. So I just soaked up all the knowledge I was observing, I was analyzing, and just doing everything that I can to actually learn and grow myself as an athlete and just as a person in general. And I noticed that the mentality is what sets players apart. You hear Kobe talking about the Mamba mentality all the time, right? And he adopted that, I'm sure from a young age. It's something that was in him, but it got brought out of him. He refined it more and more as he learned more from other professional athletes, learned more from, his father played in the NBA. And so he had resources around him, and he tapped into those resources and really honed in who he is as a player, who he is as a person. And that's essentially what I'm telling you to do by having a professional mentality. Hone who you are, figure out who you are, going back to the third lesson. Knowing yourself, knowing who you are, and then hone that, work on it, chip away at it, refine it, do everything that you can to develop yourself, grow and improve what you are, who you are, and establish that professional mentality so that you can take yourself anywhere that you want to go in the world, whether it's basketball or something else. If you want to go somewhere in this world, whether it be like any life that you want to live, you can live it as long as you have the correct mentality that matches the reality that you want to experience. So I'm going to end it off on that. I'll say that I love y'all. Thank you for sticking through to the end. And yeah, peace and wholeness to you. Love you.